Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, we have the beta pod finished, and before I completely forget, which I totally did at the end of the last episode, we are going to hire Mechwarrior. Even though we only have two vehicles now instead of 3, I'm sure we'll be able to salvage another one soon. I'm not really interested in Taboo. Again, I mentioned whenever we first saw him, he doesn't really have quirks worth having, and he already has Juggernaut, which is useless on tanks. So, especially with a 2252 as his stats, just not interested. But yeah, so other than that, we currently have our Bushwhacker, Stealth, Locust, and Incubus ready to drop, as well as our 2 vehicles. We have all of our Mechwarriors up and ready, so we are going to drop on one last mission before we travel. So, since we're going to travel, we have 2 options, really. We can take on a more challenging, more dangerous mission, and if we take significant damage, potentially lose components, then we'll have time as we travel to repair that damage to replace those components. Or we can just do a quick, easy mission, get a little bit of something, and be on our way. Both are equally viable options because we do have several mechs that we're currently working on, as well as a few more that we could put together and start working on. So because of that, I'm going to avoid taking the extra damage. If we did not have any mechs currently planned for, repair and refit, it would be more sensible to go for a higher difficulty mission before traveling. But since we do have quite a few things that we're trying to work on, I think this half-skull escort sounds really good. There's a chance we get through this with minimal or non-existent damage, and that just allows us to do more work on the other things as we travel. It's also worth noting that we get 627 salvage. It's against planetary government, so it's kind of a toss-up whether they'll bring absolute garbage or something interesting. But with a max payout of 500,000 C-bills, I might as well go for the salvage and hope that there's a clan mech or something on the board. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the exact same team because it worked. It worked pretty well. Definitely like Sarge on the Incubus. The ECM shield and probe is very helpful. So, also worth noting, the Incubus experience or affinity that we're building up should work on both the Incubus 1 as well as the Incubus 9 that we're currently working on. And so Sarge will definitely be in one Incubus or another by the end of the time we're doing stuff. Probably. Most likely. There we go. Alright, and based on the mission briefing and what Darius is saying, we're going to have personnel carriers rather than combatant vehicles. So, when we activate the start of the escort, we probably are going to have a bunch of APCs with minimal weaponry and possibly some decent armor. Okay, so we have a dust storm. I will definitely address that once we drop. In this map, I definitely prefer dropping on the high ground, and I usually do like dropping along the map border. It's a good, well-balanced place to just drop everything. And I think the Incubus is faster than the Locust, and then we have the Chaucer and the Mockingbird. Alright. And if there's a blocking force, we fight it. If there's not a blocking force, then yeah, nope, does not look like there's a blocking force. Okay. In that case, we can just run, cruise, fly, and get on with it. I'm hoping this is going to be a pretty quick mission, very straightforward, in and out, and then be on our way. Bushwhacker, I definitely want to take high ground with. The Stealth, I'm okay with activating. If I activate the point with the Stealth will be basically right there with the convoy, and then we can move the Stealth forward to get into melee range, especially of the reinforcements. Getting both of the light mechs in position to run across rough terrain so that once the shooting rounds start, we don't have to worry so much. etc., etc. Same old, same old.
Okay.
Nothing to see here, basically. Okay. And if I remember correctly, it is a matter of...
Yep.
We have to wait till the end of the round anyway. Right? Yeah, correct. Alright, so Bushwhacker. Run, run, run. Light Mech, we're actually going to get 7 cover and guarded, I think. Because unlike a 20-tonner, the Incubus actually has enough armor that having 40% damage reduction actually might help, you know, be the difference between dying and surviving. And if you can get 7 evasion with 40% damage reduction versus 8 evasion without, yeah, it's just better.
Moving out.
And move, 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 and move, move, move. Kind of stick to the high ground with the Mockingbird. Alright, so this should activate the point, it should spawn the enemies, and we should be able to get on with things. Alright. So, here's our convoy. We have a mash truck with double AMS, command van with an LRM-5 and a machine gun, a Gauch IFV with 4 machine gun lights and a plasma cannon, and then an ANAT APC with 2 clan micro pulse lasers.
Waiting for orders.
So yeah, very lightly equipped, a little bit of decent armor on a couple of them, but also kind of light armor on the other 2. We can't really rely on them to shoot anything well. And I am going to reserve, get a little bit of hesitation, but that's fine. So I want to see what initiative the enemies are. Oh wow, okay. We have a Risk Mantis. That is super interesting. Okay. Ultralight MML carrier. Intercepted 2 out of the 20 missiles it fired. Then we have a Hunter. LRM-10? Yeah. LRM-10, dual medium laser, dual machine gun duel, and a flamer. That's an interesting Hunter. It also has 500 armor plates, so... Ultralight MML carrier has 4 MML-5 risk and a tag, but it also has, like, no armor. So I don't think I'd be interested in salvaging the Ultralight MML carrier, but that Hunter I would be interested in. However, if I can get it, this Mantis, oh boy. Like, yeah, it has, like, no armor. Like, 90 on the front, 40 on the sides, 40 in the back. It's very lightly armored. But I don't know what kind of risk equipment. It has stealth, we can see because of the black bubble. It has 2 energy and a yellow energy, which is likely to be a tag. A VTOL with a tag is very, very good because it gets the height advantage, it gets the ability to get behind people very easily, and the tag inherently has +1 accuracy and 1 evasion ignore. So you can hit very evasive targets with a tag using a VTOL with a tag, and then have better follow-up accuracy with literally everyone else. And I think we're going to start things off seeing if these hit chances improve. They did a bit. We're not directly firing past the Mockingbird, so I'm fine taking this shot.
Got it.
But there was a chance for, you know, a little bit of stray shot going on.
Need something, Chief?
Locust, how... Okay, front's almost open, sides have next to no armor. Yeah, we're gonna get in here with the Locust, and without running over rough terrain... Oh, hello. Okay, there's a stealth mech over there. Good to know. Good to know. We're gonna try to kill the MML carrier. And we missed both lasers, so that's unfortunate. And also now our Locust is in position to intercept shots from our other units. You know, in the bad way. AC-10 shot would be devastating there.
No shooting.
So I think I am going to kind of move over there laterally so we're not shooting past any of our people. And wait, what? Why'd it go down to 0.9?
That's a miss.
I expected the hit chance to go up, not down. Well then. I see. Yeah, we're gonna distance from convoy. There we go. And LRM, wait. Clear. Is that mine clearance ammo? Okay, it does have standard though, and sensor. Yeah, we're gonna... What's the hit chance on the VTOL? 5.1. Okay. What about if it's sensor? Can't even shoot at the VTOL. Okay. Yeah, let's just try to finish this guy off.
Engaging target.
I'm here.
I mean, we have minimal weaponry, you know, on our convoy, so we might as well use it to try to chip away and possibly destroy the MML carrier. I'm gonna bring the VTOL in to scout out this mech. If I remember correctly, it was like right at the edge of our movement range there. So I'm gonna move somewhere where I'm definitely able to shoot it
So.
in optimal range. It also has some kind of ECM going on. It's a commando. 4 energy, 1 support energy. Okay. 20 damage. I'll take it. Mash truck just has 2 AMS, so we're gonna sprint for as much as we can and get in cover. And that's about it. Next up, we have the Anat with micro pulse lasers, so there's no way we're gonna get in range of any of that. So again, we're just gonna get into cover, get as much evasion as possible, and pass turn. Mantis Risk. I think it shot a tag and missed,
Right here.
so that's good. Our melee mech is not going to be able to do anything against the VTOL, but if we can get into the Hunter, melee does do additional damage to vehicles, so yeah. We're just going to take the 14 just in case. Didn't really expect it to hit.
Well, that didn't work out. What do you need?
Okay, now we have the Incubus. With the Incubus, we have our last activation other than this IFV, which the IFV is only going to be able to get to about where the other convoy units are. So its machine guns are unlikely to be able to do anything, which means we just have a plasma cannon. So I think the play here is to sprint into optimal range, and then be able to pivot to either the VTOL or the mech after this is dead. Probably.
Roger.
So, I could have also moved, but the movement would have left me at a worse range bracket, so I think our accuracy is actually higher sprinting. And we don't really have any other, you know, considerations to have. I mean, 70% on the large pulse is really hard to pass up. Especially since two pulse hits on the front destroys, and 1 medium laser hit does not. So we're going to drop the medium lasers, which gives us very good heat. And I think we're actually going to go all in on the machine guns. Because while 2 pulses to the front, or 1 pulse to the left, would destroy, I just really want to make sure this thing's dead now that we're in SRM range, because I don't know what it's carrying. So I just wanted to make absolute certain that it was dead.
Tango down.
Because SRMs, 20 SRMs coming at you is quite a prospect. Distance from other convoy units. Okay. I wonder why we can't shoot at the mech. I mean... Sure. I mean, plasma cannons do a lot of damage to vehicles, so if it hits...
Engaging target.
Didn't expect it to, though. Alright.
No damage detected.
Waiting for order.
Alright. So this is likely to be our highest hit chance attack. Do we go for the Eerie or do we go for the Risk Mantis? That's the question.
Coordinates received.
Move for highest accuracy possible, and 24, 12.5 versus 42, 29.8. I think they both have tags, and I think that the Eerie is the potentially scarier target that we can kill faster.
Uh-huh.
He also has laser AMS. Noted.
Hey,
I am going to get away from the Eerie because I'm pretty sure Eries do run much shorter range weapons than a lot of other fire starters do. So yeah, we're going to go in, we're going to try to shoot the VTOL. And that frees us up to shoot at the Eerie with other stuff at longer range.
die.
Yeah, stealth. Stealth is tricky. Stealth is very tricky. We cannot actually get to the other cover. So I think the MASH truck is gonna hold on for a bit. Also, you can only unjam AMS whenever you activate, so... Ooh! Ow.
I'm hit. I lost the weapon.
I stand corrected. I stand corrected. The Eerie does not have short-range weapons, and our Locust has 3 hit points left on center torso. Ow. Ow.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, Incubus, potentially Commando, also potentially VTOL. Can only hit the VTOL on the side. Do I really want to give up the damage reduction and 8 evasion, though? But I can hit the Commando in the back. I can either move and hit him in the side, or sprint behind him and hit him in the back. Hitting him in the side does protect us from being hit by the Mantis to a degree. Although it can just push forward. Boy. Yeah, the Eerie needs to go. The Eerie absolutely needs to go. Light PBC, double light PBC, double snub. And then the laser AMS. Oh boy. That needs to go, but we wouldn't be able to follow up on the Incubus backstrike. Which means I think side strike is better. And then push everyone else forward and shoot them from the front, I think is the play. Could actually get high ground as well, but then we're putting our back to the vehicles. Yeah, no, I think putting our back into the ridge line is better. I'm just glad it was the Locust and not the Incubus. And this is exactly what I mean whenever I say that it's very RNG whenever you're fighting local government. Like, crazy. He's not open, so we're going to save heat with the machine guns. We are still overheating, but I think we're fine. We're not overheating by that much. There we go.
My heat sinks can't take much
So
more.
all of our machine guns are unjammed. We did not shut down, and I don't believe that you can get an ammo explosion when you first overheat.
Orders.
I don't believe you can. The Locust, we need to get gone. We need to not have our front towards the enemies. We need to put our right side and / or back towards the enemies. But we can't sprint. That's the tricky part, is we can't sprint. But we have to get some kind of evasion and just hope. If we can get enough initiative next round, we can get away from the Eerie and not get completely destroyed. Okay, Mantis shooting at our command van. I'll take it.
Damage minimal.
I will absolutely take it. The Anat. Micropulse lasers. Can shoot at the VTOL. Can I get into the cover and then shoot at the VTOL? Because those hit chances aren't great. Yes, I can. Okay. And yeah, we're shooting past our VTOL, but it's micro-pulse lasers, so even if we do stray shot a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, 5 damage. Okay. AMS. Alright.
Full throttle.
Mash truck.
Commander.
Okay, so what do we do here? Those are actually respectable hit chances, but again, the area is just so much scarier than that VTOL. So much scarier. You can get 8 evasion.
Hightailing it.
8
Yes, I
evasion,
am.
high ground. Might be worth it. 24 on the snub. I'll take 24 on the snub.
Here we go.
Beautiful hit. And we are causing him to generate more heat when he fires his laser AMS, so that's good too. Once again, high ground and trying to get some work done. 19.3, let's go. Nope, unfortunate. Okay.
I repeat.
So we've got the command van with its LRM and machine gun. This is like the only spot where we can fire both. That's fine though. And we're moving for highest hit chance possible, but we're also getting in the forest to increase our effective evasion to 8. And, I mean, yeah, might as well go all in. There's always a chance for a head hit, so... With vehicles, yeah. Cool. So, the hunter is shooting at the Mockingbird, that's fine. Main Gauche has light machine guns and a plasma cannon. So a plasma cannon does 75 damage to a vehicle. If it hits anything but front, it's a one-shot. That said, it's also 35 damage and 14 heat on the commando we're not going to be able to kill right now. So, I think we do. I think we go for the commando, try to get him really hot so that he hopefully can't shoot anything. And again, going all in with the machine guns because
All weapons.
there's always a chance that we headshot like that. Exactly like that. Which now means he has reduced initiative, so he's only in turn 9. The Mockingbird I am going to use to try to backstrike the other VTOL. I cannot move for 10, but I can move for 9. Can I move for 9 and get optimal range? I don't think I can. No, not a chance. 16s. Is 16s enough? Or do I just ignore the VTOL for one turn and go all in on the Arinya? Because the Erie is scary. Even with the pilot injury, that's a lot of damage I'm very afraid of. And so far, the Mantis for some reason has only fired its tag. So,
Right.
yeah, let's get the Erie open.
Yes, Commander.
Locust, just get out. Just get out. Just
Full
go.
throttle.
Run, and hide. Period. Don't give anyone line of sight. Okay. And that. Micropulse lasers. So, wait. Oh, is that a little ridge? That's a little ridge. Huh. Yeah, can't get over there because distance from convoy. Okay. I mean, I'm actually kind of fine if able. Then again, the micropulse lasers are really good for shooting into the back of the VTOL if we're able to. Nope, we are not. So we would have to shoot into the side of the VTOL. Which arguably is fine. That is arguably adequate move. Could also get right up into the hunter's face. And obviously the range brackets are tiny, so for optimal hit chance, we would actually have to be like right next to the VTOL. So that's 20, 18, 18. But 18 with 6 evasion is far better than 3 in cover. So, yeah, we're going to do exactly that. Just try to do a little something with our most accurate weapons. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and also the pulse that only did 1 damage hit the rotor, because apparently rotors, VTOL rotors, have a damage reduction, like a really high damage reduction. So, that's a thing. I mean, yeah, I think this is ideal. Just move in and shoot. We're also able to get 6 evasion doing so.
Roger that.
Like I said, I want this thing gone. I want it gone immediately.
Firing at him.
Not quite enough, but he is unsteady. Which means now, Mash Truck just sprint for 7 in cover. Yeah, sounds good.
Full throttle.
Also puts it in position to intercept the hunter's missiles, and hopefully we unjam. So hopefully the Mash Truck is... Okay. Mockingbird is the target. That's fine. Bushwhacker. Now that I've actually shredded the Arinya so much, it's unsteady. I don't care about it. I care about it, but I still have the 2 escort vehicles that both have machine guns, and he has, like, nothing left on his center torso. So, yeah, we're gonna put our more impactful Alpha Strike towards the VTOL.
On my way.
And here goes nothing.
Roger that. Firing on target.
1 damage.
Yeah.
That's fine. Same thing, I think. Except this time I am going to go in its back.
Understood. Moving fast.
Go in its back. I understand that I have a bunch of heat, so I'm not going to be able to do a ton. However, I am able to shoot the most accurate weapon.
Putting 1 in the back.
Unsuccessfully. That's fine. Dropped a little bit of heat.
Negative damage.
It's fine. Again, Tainted Loki, high impact shot.
On it.
Let's go for it. Eventually something's got to hit, right?
This should be good.
Okay. Nothing's hitting. That's fine. Oh man, the Mantis could actually potentially go and get an angle on the Locust. Or do nothing. That works too. I'll take it. I will take that. Yeah, let's get 4 evasion. Distance from convoy route, distance from convoy route. Okay. So we can get 3 evasion. That's fine. Then again, this is the 75 damage pinpoint. Like, yeah, the hit chance is garbage, but if we do hit, that is a kill. If we're shooting her from the back, it cannot hit front. Which means no matter what we hit, if the plasma cannon does hit, it's a kill.
Targeting clear armor.
It was worth a try. But now, of course, we run into the problem of all we have left is the command van, and we have the Arinya. I think we're still fine, though. Because the command van, since it's a vehicle, A, and since it's an escort vehicle, B, we are actually going to hot load it, which means you reduce you eliminate your minimum range, but you have a chance to misfire, which is a crit to the weapon. And since it's an LRM-5, which is a single slot weapon, if it does misfire, it will no longer be available for the rest of the mission. But I don't really care about it misfiring and not being available for the rest of the mission. This kill is more important. And to that end, we are going to shoot.
Committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage.
And fail the kill. Uh-oh. That's fine.
Damage minimal.
Radical Okay. We destroyed an upper recoil. He's panicked. He has a radical compact heatsink kit.
What do you need?
That's interesting. Also, I think 6 evasion is plenty. And we're going to shoot the Mantis, hopefully in the back successfully. Okay.
Ready.
Yeah, no, literally the Locust just needs to not give anyone an angle. So, like,
On it.
we're just gonna try to keep everyone away from the Locust.
Hey,
Although, actually, now that I think about it, the Hunter could fire indirectly. Uh-oh. Haha. That's not ideal. Yeah, we're gonna bring our VTOL over to also shoot the other VTOL. In part so we can get the 13 evasion. And in part so we can get the optimal range.
through the back.
And we get the kill. Alright, one less thing that can go and hunt down our Locust. Mash Truck. Going to place it directly between our Locust and the Hunter. And there we go. Both AMS are unjammed. So now we have 2 AMS to intercept the LRM-10.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Again, Bushwhacker is our most impactful Alpha Strike, so... yeah, I think we're going to shoot the Hunter with it. Absolutely.
Tell me what to shoot.
Significant damage to the fresh target. The Mangosh, again, though, the 75 damage to a vehicle is quite a thing. That said, the Commando is not hot anymore, I don't think. Or at least is not as hot. So... too far? That's fine. We're gonna do that. Mangosh into the Commando's open side.
Engaging target.
Okay. We missed with the important thing, but it's fine. We still have the Anat, and the Anat has its pulse lasers. Get an optimal range. Should be a kill. Should. 72.5.
Weapons committed.
What do you need?
Unless nothing hits center. Oh, it still has side torso. I don't know why I thought its side torso was gone. Okay. So... I mean... what's our hit chance? 72.5. 72.5 chance to successfully kick the Hunter. And if we kick him from the back, since his back and his sides are all much lower armor than his front, if we do hit, we are guaranteed to hit a lot more. Plus, we can end up in water, and then the kick will do 30 damage. I believe it'll be increased, since we're kicking a vehicle. We'll see. But yeah. The only question is, in the water, definitely can't afford to fire both medium lasers. But we can fire one medium laser, the large pulse, and all the machine guns if we're in the water. So, here goes nothing. I'm very much hoping for a kill here. Okay, so it did do 30 damage, so it was showing the accurate damage.
Show me your
And we got the kill. Beautiful.
Mech destroyed.
And then since we hit, we also keep the full 6 evasion. So that's nice.
Yeah.
That means all we have left is the stealth to kill the Commando.
Confirmed.
Just like this. Goodbye. Okay.
Took
Whew.
it down.
Well, I mean, Braver getting injured and the Locust getting taken out of commission right before we travel is literally the best case scenario. Because that means by the time we get to wherever we're going, we'll have heavier and better mechs ready for Braver to jump into. I think this is going to be the point where we decommission the Locust, because we do have enough other things to build that I don't think repairing it will be worthwhile. But yeah, we're just gonna get on in here. And I learned from the last escort that they do not always drop on the one side, so we definitely need to get our Locust over to this direction so that, yeah, so that no matter where the enemies drop, we are able to successfully protect the Locust, put it somewhere where it won't explode. I could eject, but I've been told that there is a potential, a chance, a percentage somewhere. I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a percentage that if you eject out, a mission will populate that you then have to go and complete to get your Mechwarrior back. So as much as, you know, as interesting as it would be to see that mission happen, my plan, again, before my people are out of fatigue, is to travel. I don't want to have to commit to another mission on this planet. So to that end, we're going to try to keep Braver in the Locust, and we're going to try to just complete the mission. I mean, the mash truck can sprint all the way there, so we're just going to brace, because the mash truck is most likely what we're going to activate with. And yeah, so distance from other convoy, whatever, it's fine. So we go there, and oh, the LRM-5 exploded. Okay, that's fine. So we no longer have an LRM-5 on the command IV. We just have, or the command van. We just have the machine guns. I mean, honestly, do I keep them around, or do I just evac them next turn?
Yeah.
Commander?
I think I'm gonna move the mash truck in. Get 7 evasion, and see where the enemies spawn at. Okay, so they are spawning on the far side, which means the Locust should be safe. Unless they have indirect fire.
Good work, Commander. Hold this
Okay.
position until the package is underway.
Harasser, dual SRM-6. Also, I believe it's a hover tank. Yeah, it's a hover tank. That thing's going to be able to go fast. A 120 core with a 20-ton or a 25-ton vehicle, and it's a hover vehicle, so it's going to zoom, which means it could potentially close the distance around the mountain and kill our Locust. So we have a priority target for sure, for sure.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
High ground with the Bushwhacker. The oh, right, the rest. Urban Mech R60. Two Rocket Pack 5s, an AMS Mark II that's busted, unfortunate. I would actually love to have an AMS Mark II, or at least look at one, and a laser AMS that's not busted. So, yeah. We're going to sprint in with the stealth, because I want to get closer so I can start meleeing.
Heading out. Mm-hmm.
Incubus has completely cooled down, so we're actually going to sprint for 8 and cover.
Copy that.
Locust, just run. Just run.
Heading out.
As far away from the enemies as possible. Choser also going to sprint for 8 evasion.
Position confirmed.
Mockingbird sprinting in for 13. Main Gauch. I mean, that plasma cannon, again, 75 pinpoint to these vehicles. How far can I go? Convoy route. There. Convoy route. So, yeah, we can get 1 hex on the high ground there. But again, like...
Let's hit him hard.
A Vibro Sword. Oh, 3-ton Vibro Sword? Interesting. Okay. So maybe we don't want to melee the Irby. Okay, again, the hover tank is scary. Because it can close with and potentially destroy the Locust. But at the same time, Vibro Sword means I don't want to get into melee until after the Irby is dead. So let's try to do that.
I guess.
We're getting less than ideal evasion, and the hit chance actually dropped. Okay. Unfortunate.
I've got multiple weapons. Yeah.
Okay. So, we do not want to get close to the Irby. Or was it the Commando that has the Vibro Sword? It could actually be the Commando that has the Vibro Sword. Also, you can't melee if you don't have line of sight. But I think the play is absolutely... As much as I would love to stay in the water to be able to drop more heat, I think I'm going to push.
Got it. No shooting, just running.
I think I'm going to push. And I am going to fire... I mean, he's only got 9 armor left on the rear. But one of the lasers would one-shot. The pulse laser would not. The machine guns might, on their own, be able to open him up and kill. And we can fire everything except for the ER medium, so yeah, let's do that.
Copy that.
Beautiful. We do not have to worry about the 120 damage hover tank
Mess him
chasing
up.
down
Mess him up good.
our Locust. That was important. Also, it would have gotten probably a lot more evasion if it had actually gotten a turn to activate. And the Commando did nothing. Interesting. I mean, shooting the Commando in the back, that is an interesting proposition that I kind of like the idea of. Versus shooting obstructed. Then again, I am fairly sure that the Irby has the Vibro Sword. So again, the priority here is to try to get the Irby down so that we can go in and melee with our... yeah, you just chill. You just chill.
Right here.
Because I can't go in and melee with the Urban Mech still up with its potential Vibro Sword. I really would like enough sensors to see exactly where and what everything is. Yeah, you just run and hide.
Affirmative.
Just run and hide. I don't remember seeing any. I don't think they have any indirect fire. So that would basically have to be missiles. Well, this CX might, but I think we might be far enough away we're safe anyway. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one turn to pivot the stealth.
I'm going.
And maybe do some work. Okay. And then the main gauche cannot shoot the Irby. Unless we move there. Heating the Irby up would mean that it wasn't able to move as far. And you have to be able to move to melee range to be able to use a melee attack. That said, we have 75 pinpoint on the CX. And we might stray shot the Irby. Yeah.
Engaging target.
And that's why. CX down. Okay.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Pilot lethal damage. Does that mean that entire CX is on the board?
Aye, aye.
That's interesting. Not going to shoot an AC-5 past the back of my mech. So... yeah. I mean, optimal range, but if it is a Vibrosword on the Irby... there's water, maybe we're safe. And there's a chance that we open the side torso and blow something up or hit head, so... okay. I don't know why, I guess we stray shot, or maybe it was just another injury that waited until this round to show. But yeah, Irby, rockets. Rockets are low accuracy, not too worried about them.
Well, that weren't nothing.
Is whatever. And he can't do anything. And he can't do anything.
Show me your war face.
Okay. Sarge. Stealth Commando, we have no idea exactly what... it's a quick stealth commando, though. So I doubt it would have the Vibrosword. I'm fairly certain it's going to be the Vibrosword in... okay, we can sprint into water, which might let us just kill here. That said, if I wait one reserve, I think the commando will go first. Yeah, turn 14 still goes before the Irby.
What can I do for ya?
Cool. Bushwhacker cannot get into the Irby's back, so I think what we're going to do is move and shoot into the commando's back. So we got 19, 24, 27, 19, 19, 27. But I'm giving up one evasion. I think I'd rather have the extra evasion. Especially since we ran over rough terrain, so we'll take extra stability damage. So he has AMS as well. I saw some kind of chaff or something. Yeah, I'm gonna wait with the Troster too. The Troster's in a position where he can get behind the Irby, so let the commando take a turn and then try to kill the Irby. That's the play. Is that another area?
Damage minimal.
No, it's quick sell.
I'm here.
It's quick sell. Right. Also, drop those. Okay. Can't sprint. Shoot the Irby in the back.
Affirmative.
Pew.
You say so.
Okay. Command van. Can't move. Brace.
I'm listening.
Hellion. Into the back of the Irby and positioning to potentially get a melee attack on the commando. I am very much doubling down on the idea that this Irby is the Vibrosword.
I'll try and make this quick.
Okay.
Yep.
So if I move, I'll have better hit chance. If I sprint, I'll have better cooling, which might let me fire more
Going full
weapons.
throttle.
So, that settles that. And I will overheat if I fire everything.
Roger.
Again, I don't think I can have an ammo explosion if I overheat.
I'm generating a
Like
lot of heat.
on the first turn you overheat, I don't think you can have an ammo explosion. And if we shut down there, it probably would have been okay.
Stabilizing and bracing.
But we didn't. So it's fine. Unfortunately, the Irby does get a turn and probably can melee us. So, less than ideal. No. But he is going to move to be able to stray shot us.
Come on. Send me a...
Standing
That's
by.
fine. That's completely fine. Unfortunately, that does mean that we no longer can backstrike with our Chaucer. So I think instead we will just shoot at the commando. Maybe get something done.
Confirmed.
Yeah, that's a little bit of work getting done. Main gouge. I mean, the commando's running hot, so it's definitely viable. Can we move, actually? At all? Yeah, we can move here. Gets us in range to shoot our machine guns. Possibly gets us the kill, then. Alright. Left arm destroyed. 21 heat.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Mash truck does nothing.
Let's hit 'em hard.
Engaging coolant system.
Sarge in the Incubus. Once again, I like water spaces, but I also like water spaces where I can shoot the Irby instead of the... Okay, I can't get a water space and shoot the Irby. So then I think I'm better off getting a water space and shooting the commando from the side, since it's already heavily damaged on that side. At this point, I'm going to drop the... Oh, I only have to drop one ER medium? No, I have to drop both if I want to fire all the machine guns I have, so I will do that. Going with highest hit chance and highest crit chance. Unfortunately, not enough. He is stressed, though, so that's
Good to go.
good. Yep, Braver's just going to chill. Turn 16. That's the Irby. Uh-oh. Melee? No. Okay, so apparently he has a Vibro Sword and isn't using it. Okay. I will gladly take that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Irby. I mean, this is a kill, right?
Moving out.
Right?
Special delivery.
No. Destroyed a heat sink, and he's
I know
hot,
more where that came.
so that's good. Yeah, just...
Engaging target.
That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have, because of accuracy, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to relax, and I'm going to melee the Irby in the rear. If I can. I cannot because of the... Yeah, he's on a ridge, so I cannot melee the Irby in the rear. So I guess I'll melee the commando in the side. Would the side be better or would the rear be better? Also, the B-pod, I'm pretty sure, since it's AoE, if I actually successfully fire it, would destroy, or basically destroy my VTOL as well, so I'm not going to fire it. But, yeah, I'm going to hit him from the side. Oh, I should have seen if I had Vigilance available to get higher initiative next round.
Go.
Wow. That was
Guess Mama's
unexpected.
gonna have to try to get...
Missed absolutely everything. So yeah, now I think I'm actually going to shoot him, hopefully successfully, and minimum distance, hopefully successfully kill. Because now
Moving to position.
our stealth has only 2 evasion. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Actually, that was left torso destruction. That wasn't center. So that makes me think he has one of the quirky little XL quick cell engines.
Yep.
Alright. Chaucer into the Irby's back with the AC-10. Hopefully getting something done.
Locked on rear
Nope.
armor.
That's fine.
No luck.
That's fine. Mash truck does nothing.
Mess him up. Mess him up good.
Alright, Sarge in the Incubus. Cannot get in the water and shoot the Irby in the back. However, can just get in the Irby's back. So I think we're going to move for highest hit chance possible.
On it.
And we're just going to not overheat, I think. Then again, this could be a kill. He's turned 14. So, there's no reason to risk overheating. We have more than enough other stuff to shoot him with.
Let's hit him hard.
Alright, foot destroyed. Panic?
Badass.
Yeah, stressed. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm actually just gonna stand and shoot with the Chausser.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Engine destroyed. Left torso and arm destroyed. Cool. Alright.
Mission successful.
Alright, so quick 167,000, mostly from just destroying the two lances in their entirety. We basically lost our Locust. I mean, 16 days Braver will be back up, so that's not that big of a deal. But yeah, the Locust, we only lost a machine gun and some heat sinks, but at the same time, I might not directly scrap it. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use the 170 core, or the medium lasers, or the machine gun, or the single heat sinks. Like, the only reason to scrap it would be to reduce the monthly cost, but keeping a Locust in our mech bay is not going to be terribly expensive. We took very little damage on all... Actually, I don't think we took any damage on the Bushwhacker. But the Stealth and Incubus took the slightest bit of damage. Our vehicles are fine. All of the escort vehicles survived. And here we go. So we've got the Hero Erie, the Irinia, 35-ton mech, improved cooling jacket PPC, so it's able to fire a lot of PPCs, as we saw. A lot of quirks after we build up some affinity that will reduce heat a lot, but there's only one part up for grabs, so obviously not taking it. I believe with specific mechs like this, you do have to have that exact chassis. I don't think you can just combine other chassis with it. The Harasser is actually kind of interesting. It only has 170 armor, but it goes fast. 10-15, that's a lot of evasion. And 2 SRM6s is very impactful, especially if you're getting behind people. But there's only 3 parts, so we're not going to directly pick it. Hunter. Actually, do we already have a Hunter part? 35, 35, 35. We have a Saladin, 2 Saladin parts, 3 Copperhead parts. No. Okay. We don't have any Hunter parts, so we can't build it, so... Alright. We don't have any Harasser parts either, right? Yeah, no. We don't have any Harasser parts. Mantis? Do we have any Mantis parts? No. And there's only 3 available. But that said, ooh, that's such an interesting Mantis, though. 2 small X-Pulse lasers and a light tag. So, like, this is absolutely not a, you know, frontline, or not, it could very much be in the front because it's very fast, it's a VTOL. And it actually has respectable damage for a 15-ton VTOL, but it's very accurate. Very, very accurate. 2 small X-Pulses and a light tag. That's very interesting. But again, we don't have the ability to pick the whole thing. CX carrier, or CX, you know, AC, we apparently killed the pilot, but it's only 2 parts, so, it's the Urban Knight. Okay. Okay. So, Urban Knights. Urban Knights have a combat sword and a combat shield, I believe. We only destroyed one side, which means the other side should, like, we should have either a shield or a sword on the board. It does have some great melee mech quirks. Damage reduction, physical weapon accuracy, damage and stability damage, bonus defense, through armor crit immunity. Like, it's very good at getting in close and stabby with a melee weapon. But we're already pushing towards medium territory, so I don't think I'm gonna take the parts necessarily. And here's the light tag. So 1 evasion ignore, +1 accuracy, +1 bonus. The advantage of the light tag is it just is lighter. It's half a ton instead of 1 ton. Although I think it's also a shorter range. Yeah, 40% reduced range. Yeah. But it's otherwise it's very much the same effect as a regular tag, just for short range instead of long range. But on a like melee mech, for example, that's completely fine. MMLs, okay. I might take some ammo. Snub-nosed PPC. I do love snub-nosed PPCs. 6 tons. Like, yeah, they have damage fall off if you're past, you know, optimal range, but even with the damage fall off at max range, they're still doing 30 damage, which, you know, is still 60%, 66% of a standard PPC. Unless I'm misremembering. No, wait, standard PPC is 50, right? So 60%? Whatever. It's very effective. It does more damage than a standard PPC for less tonnage up to like 400 something, 500 something meters. Very good weapon system. Cockpit hot seat. So I was talking about the Indo TSM that we had to put on potentially the stealth to give it the ability to carry a heavier weapon, to be able to carry potentially a combat shield as well, to have more movement. So the Indo TSM gives an extra 30 meters walk distance. The cockpit hot seat gives an extra 60 meters walk distance. That's huge. It does have a fairly high failure chance that stacks up fairly quickly. But even if you don't ever activate it, you get +5 armor and structure to the head, +1 to guts, 1 injury resist, as well as ×2 maximum carry weight, which again doubles the amount you can carry both total and in each hand. So if you had, for example, a 4-ton combat sword that would normally take 2 hands, if you have the cockpit hot seat, you're now able to carry it in 1 hand. And then it also reduces bleed out speed by 20%. It does increase the chance to be injured when ejecting, so we don't really want to ever have to eject with it, but if we're ejecting with our melee mech, something went terribly wrong anyway. But if it's active, when we activate it, we get additional walk distance. We do generate 30 more heat, but we also get 1.5, like 50% bonus damage with melee attacks. And that's any melee attack. Weapon, punch, kick, charge, doesn't matter. So I'm definitely taking that, 100%. And yes, indeed, combat shield. Combat shield. 3-ton combat shield. So it takes a handheld slot. The installed arm gains 12% damage reduction, 24% AP damage? What? What's AP damage? And through armor crit reduction. Armor piercing, probably. Okay, so it takes 24% less armor piercing and through armor crit reduced by 24%. -1 accuracy penalty in the protected location. Active mode provides 12% damage reduction and 24% AP damage and through armor crit reduction to installed arm, adjacent side torso, center torso, and head. Also grants bulwark, increasing damage reduction from guarded to 40%. Disables weapons in protected locations. Mech cannot run or jump. And disables punching with installed arm. All attacks suffer -1 accuracy penalty. Can only be activated before movement. That's very interesting. So yes, this is a complete change from the old school combat shield. The old school combat shield, you put it on, you got bulwark, so 40% every time you were guarding, period. You always got damage reduction across the board, across the entire mech. But this literally means that you have a shield side. So the combat shield, if you're not actively using it to block with, protects just the arm it's on, which is most likely to be hit if you have that shield side towards the enemies. And then if you activate it, every location that can be hit from that side gains the protection. And Bulwark is gained, but you can't... Oh man, that's so interesting. So you have to go slow, walk instead of sprint, and you have to not punch or shoot anything from the arm. That's so cool. I'm very much looking... We already had a shield side. Like, we straight up already had a shield side on the stealth. And if I'm understanding this correctly, this would not in any way interfere with our melee weapon attack on our other hand. Other than the apparently -1 accuracy penalty to everything. But that's fine. That's so much protection. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. Alright, Clan Indo. Yeah. We're about to be building more mechs. Clan Indo's great. Okay. Exchanger Double Plus is arguably the best exchanger in the game. Because the Double Plus exchanger reduces the heat generated by weapons fire more than any other exchanger. The thing that the Clan exchanger does better is reduces more flat heat per turn. So if you have more incredibly high heat weapons, the exchanger Double Plus is better. But if you have more lower heat weapons, the Clan exchanger is better. Fire Control Bloodsport, +1 melee accuracy, +1 initiative. Yoink. Fire Control improved, +1 gunnery, night vision. Hello. Fire Control headshot is... So, I personally can't stand shooting at the head of any mech that still has evasion and everything, because even if you hit, you're using an offensive push, so you have reduced accuracy. And even if you hit the mech, your chance to hit the head is like less than 10% pretty much all the time. So like, yeah, if you do hit the head, that's an injury and stuff, cool, but the odds of it actually happening, compounded with the odds of having to still hit the enemy, headshot fire control is just not... Oh man, okay. Heat Bank. Resistance to heat damage and -8 heat per turn. Between the Double Plus Exchanger and the Double Plus Heat Bank, we can make a very, very hot mech run cool. Also, Defensive Gyro, just +1 defense, period, for any mech we put it on. And then there's Patchwork, and there's Piloting A and B, which actually is very... Okay, so the Cockpit Hot Seat has a fail chance based on piloting. Melee accuracy is based on primarily piloting. Also sensors and stuff, but primarily piloting. Which means... if we have the Fire Control Bloodsport, the Cockpit Hot Seat, and the Piloting A and B, our melee mech is going to be so good. I think we do. I think we prioritize specifically the melee components. Any clan mech has Indo Clan. Not that. Like, literally any clan mech is going to have Clan Indo. Any of them. Doesn't matter. But, like, Piloting A and B, the Cockpit Hot, like, the melee stuff is very, very rare. There's also an Upper Recoil Plus, so +1 accuracy and -1 recoil for weapons in that location. But it does weigh almost half a ton, which is, I'm pretty sure, just on a 55-ton mech. So, for example, the Bushwhacker, we'd be paying about half a ton for +1 accuracy, -1 recoil. So until we have multiple weapons in one arm, the upper recoil is not super interesting. I mean, I guess it would be, you know, worthwhile to put on something like the Phoenix Hawk that has all of its weapons in the arm. But again, I'm going to prioritize the melee mech because after these upgrades, the stealth is golden. Like, once we put all of this melee stuff in the stealth along with the... I believe we have a 2-ton sword? Right? somewhere. That, yeah. So we have a 2-ton sword. We'll discuss all of that whenever we go to put it together. But yeah, there's also a warfare suite. I would love to take it, but warfare suites are way more common than any of this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'd love to get randomly, but I think just prioritizing all of the melee things is our best bet right now. I think that is the play. Yeah. Yep. So, we got the 2 harasser parts. Again, I would be interested in building it. If given the opportunity, I would build it and run it, I think. Mantis VTOL, again, build and run, absolutely. We got 2 Urban Mech 9000 parts. So, if we're able to combine that with other Urbies, just not the Urban Knight 9000, but just any other Urbie, if we're able to put those together, we might be able to get another combat shield. And the combat shield, I don't know if you noticed, but it's still good even if you're not running a melee mech. If you have a shield side and you can carry the tonnage, it's good. So that's cool. It just makes shield sides so good. Laser AMS, cool. Light PVC, cool. LRM 10, sure. SRM 6s, okay. 120 core, sure. Single heat sinks, goodbye. We got the Sensor Advanced Jammer, which is just a, you know, really weak ECM that is put on a random sensor spot that doesn't already have something, so that's okay. So this is better than nothing. Tracker Sensor, I've already been over it. Spiked Armor. Spiked Armor mean, like, it's basically just charge attack. And it reduces your walking distance. Although it does give you a 1.25 times armor point multiplier. So it does increase the armor weight by 30%. But it gives a 1.25 times armor point multiplier. So you're paying a little bit more tonnage per point of armor. But that allows you to have armor 25% higher than what would normally be able to be added as max armor on that mech. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. I might actually end up using that. Not even joking. It's like 30% resistance critical hits is pretty cool. Being able to have more than the normal max armor is worth the 10% walk distance, I feel like. And then if we do charge with it, reduced self-damage, increased damage to enemies. That's cool. I'd be willing to give that a try. We got the Warfare Suite. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So, yeah. Built-in probe of counter ECM stealth by 2. Has the ECM shield of 1 and reduces jamming on the carrier. Gives all allies within range a shield of 3. And reduces enemy shield by 1 within 180 meters. And then on top of that, it has the active probe ability, so you can ping a 310 meter radius, generate 15 heat to do it, and it's going to let you see all the stuff. It's basically going to give you all the information on everyone you're staring at. SAM LRM ammo is, I mean, if you have just an extra ton and a bunch of LRMs or MMLs or whatever, sure. Having the option to flick that on and have +4 accuracy against VTOLs is pretty cool. But only if you have a ton of ammo other than it. Because if you end up having to shoot the SAM ammo at anything other than a flying unit, yeah, it's going to be just a -2 accuracy, and then you're going to kick yourself for not having another bin of real ammo. We got SRM Clan and SRM ammo ×2. Okay. Cool. We got good stuff. I realized as I clicked continue, we got the upper recoil plus as well. We are going to repair, but then we're immediately going to go in and we're going to stop work on the Locust. It's just going to sit broken for a little while. The Stealth and Incubus we're actually going to bump down to the bottom. I do want to refit the Incubus, but refitting the Incubus is a lower priority than building everything else, because we can just drop the Incubus as is, as we've been doing, and just not shoot everything. So that's fine. But the new Incubus, the Firestarter, But yeah, we got the upper recoil plus. That's so good. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I've been recording for a while, so I'm definitely gonna call it. Next turn, we're gonna put some stuff together. Oh, we can. We can build the urban. We can build the urban knight. We can build the urban knight. Base tech of 10, so we actually have a decent chance of stuff being okay. But we're going to do that next time. For now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.